What a great welcome. That was Mariachi Alegre, which has grown to become one of the El Paso and Las Cruces' favorite mariachi in our community for over 2 decades. Like them, I am happy and honored to be here today, taking part of this beautiful celebration of the Hispanic heritage. Let's start our program with the opening remarks from El Paso Community College President Dr. William Serrata.
Saludos a todos. I am Dr. William Serrata, President of El Paso Community College. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 20th Annual Hispanic Heritage Month celebration. This past year and a half has been like no other in our lifetime due to the ongoing pandemic. And once again, this year's celebration of Hispanic heritage is being held virtually. However, while we have faced unprecedented challenges, we also have experienced resolve and a hope for a better future. Now, as we begin our second decade of Hispanic Heritage Month activities, it is important to reflect on how this pandemic hasn't stopped us. Rather, it exemplifies our Latino resistance, adaptability, perseverance, and determination. This is the month where we honor great contributions of Latinos to our community and our nation. This year's theme, Esperanza, a celebration of Hispanic heritage and hope, truly reflects the present as well as echoes our past and our future. This is a special time when we remember and thank the Hispanic and Latino community for their important contributions to shape the future. As president of El Paso Community College and as a Latino, I am proud to share EPCC is nationally recognized for not only enrolling Latino students, but also for graduating them. Our college has cultivated intentionality around Latino student success. We must all work together to collectively support Latino students and all students on their path to success. These efforts will further contribute to our Hispanic heritage and ensure today's Latino youth are better prepared to be tomorrow's leaders. This month, as we embrace our culture, our accomplishments, and our collective impact, I invite you to enjoy the Hispanic heritage events that have been planned, including an engaging and insightful slate of speakers, as well as entertainment and art. I also congratulate each of the 2021 mentors and award recipients. Hispanic Heritage Month is an important time to reflect and honor our heritage. It is important to me because the Latino population in El Paso has an incredible influence. History and culture matter. I hope everyone participating in this month's events will appreciate and will strive to learn more about the significant contributions of our Hispanic community and our collective hope for a strong, prosperous future.
Our next artist is Michelle Ronquillo. She is 26-year-old and was born here in El Paso. Michelle is currently exploring her Hispanic heritage and has a YouTube channel called Covers by Micha, where she sings regional Mexican music. I invite you to subscribe to her channel and support her local talent.
Hello El Paso and welcome to the 20th Annual Hispanic Heritage Month celebration brought to you by EPCC. Enjoy, relax this kickoff event, and thank you so much EPCC for having me. The next song that I'm going to perform is by Ronquillo and it is called Me Gustas Mucho. So enjoy and welcome.
Yo no he perdido la esperanza de tenerte entre mis brazos y ese día de llegar. Desde hace mucho que me gustas y lo que me gusta tengo con toda seguridad. Yo no he perdido la esperanza de que un día tú me quieras y algún día me querrás. Tarde o temprano serás mío, yo seré tuya algún día y lo tengo que lograr. Lejos de amor y que ya te lo advertí, que no descansaré hasta que seas mío nomás. Pues tú me gustas ya hace tiempo y mucho tiempo atrás. Me gustas mucho. Me gustas mucho tú. Tarde o temprano seré tuya y mío tú serás. Me gustas mucho. Me gustas mucho tú. Tarde o temprano seré tuya y mío tú serás. ¡Arriba! Eso. Que conste amor y que ya te lo advertí, que no descansaré hasta que seas mío no más. Pues tú me gustas ya hace tiempo y mucho tiempo atrás. Me gustas mucho tú. Tarde o temprano seré tuya y mío tú serás. Me gustas mucho tú. Tarde o temprano seré tuya y mío tú serás. Me gustas mucho tú. Tarde o temprano seré tuya y mío tú serás.
Now with Dr. Andrew Peña, the Executive Director of Human Resources, currently overseeing diversity and inclusion programs, to present a special recognition.
Welcome to our annual Hispanic Heritage Month kickoff celebration. I am Dr. Andrew Peña, Executive Director for Human Resources. I am happy to be here with you all in not only observing this important event, but the many others that our Hispanic Heritage Month Committee has worked on. Though most of our events are virtual in nature, the spirit and meaning of this month remains the same. Hispanic Heritage Month is not just an annual event, nor is it something we just celebrate in September, but rather it should be an appreciation of the folks who have paved the way through the decades. These are our great-grandparents, grandparents, and parents. As a Hispanic professional, I can only appreciate the paths that they have set for my family and myself. Even though we still have many roads to forge, we appreciate the efforts that have been made. As we continue to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, we want to take a moment to pay a special tribute to Mrs. Olga C. Chavez. After 46 years of working at the El Paso Community College, Mrs. Chavez has retired. She has been a true trailblazer and visionary as she set up our diversity and inclusion programs at EPCC. She was there at the very beginning with our first Hispanic Heritage Month celebrations, so we would like to thank her for her years of leadership and establishing events to honor our heritage. Earlier, I mentioned our Hispanic Heritage Month Committee. Without them,
programs like these would not be possible. So I would like to thank the following individuals for their hard work and dedication in making our 20th annual Hispanic Heritage Month a possibility. Arlene Alarcón, Juan Carlos Alvarado, Jaime Aragon, Amy Ayala, Luis Barragan. Patricia Barrientos, Martha Brown, Andrea Cruz, Shari Deneshalab, Laura Gaither. Jorge Gomez, Dr. Melissa Gurola, Paul Hernandez, Morteza Cargar, Jaime Lepe. Debbie Lopez, John Paul Manriquez, Astrid Montes, Mari Reyes, Luz Roberts. Samuel Rees, Christian Salas, Zoe Spiliotis, Dr. Arlena Vasquez, Lydia Vasquez. Last but not least, our Diversity and Inclusion Program team, Luz Avila and Lee Vasquez.
Now I want to introduce a student who enjoys reading and making science experiments, a culinary and pastry arts student. Her name is Cristina Navarro, the Student Government Association interim president. Cristina?
Hispanic Heritage Month is a celebration of all that Hispanic and Latino peoples have accomplished and contributed to our nation, both past and present. When this topic is discussed, it is easy to think about the people like Cesar Chavez who fought for our civil rights, Roberto Clemente, whose professional career did not deter him from his work as a humanitarian, but also helped to push it forward, and Ellen Ochoa, the first Hispanic woman to go to space. It is important to remember that while the actions of notable figures such as those have placed our cultures in a positive limelight, we should remember that our contributions, accomplishments, and efforts continue to this day. The importance of attaining a higher education as well as community involvement, in my opinion, are not stressed enough in minority households. College is a whole lot more than tuition, books, and homework. It is an environment that encourages personal growth and exposes us to a more diverse world. We meet people from different backgrounds, people with different opinions than our own, who may also dress differently or eat different foods. These interactions help us to place the roots of our own foundation. They help us to understand who we are as a person and how our own culture contributes to that. When I started the culinary program, I thought that my cooking was influenced by my mom. I cooked the way that I saw her cook. But I soon came to realize that it was much more than that. It was generations upon generations of culture and tradition that was handed down to me. From the spices and ingredients that I use regularly to the tools and equipment that I use, I began to do more of my own research, and that led me to processes like nixtamalization. And after some experimenting, my appreciation for the countless generations who refined the process so that we could have holiday staples like masa and pozole grew exponentially. It is contributions like those that keep our culture moving forward, and it is to our benefit to keep them alive. College is a place that allows and encourages us to make our own choices, a place that pushes us out of our comfort zone so that we may accomplish and take action towards our dreams and personal goals. It is a place that gives us the opportunity to do more. When you get involved in clubs, student organizations, and school activities, you are putting yourself in a position to succeed. These organizations give you the opportunity to find out more about what is going on around you and to get involved in the things that interest you. You open doors that you did not know existed simply by being involved, and more importantly, you make a difference. I encourage you to get involved in SGA, student ambassadors, and clubs and orgs to develop your skills, share your knowledge, and gain leadership skills that will help you in future endeavors as they have helped me. If you would like more information on how to get involved, please do not hesitate to contact me at cnavar98@my.epcc.edu.
Now it's time for some music with the RokOuts, a Spanish-English rock group from Las Vegas, Nevada. Her singer, Cynthia Rios, and other members of the group are originally from El Paso. Let's welcome the RokOuts.
No soy celosa, mírame bien. No soy de nadie, escúchalo bien. Amores yo no tengo y me vas a encelar. Te equivocas, eso no va a pasar. Yeah. Que si alguien me mira, tienes celos. Que si alguien me llama, tienes celos. Hasta el puro de mi abrigo, tienes celos. No soy celosa, mírame bien. No soy de nadie, escúchalo bien. No soy celosa, soy mucha mujer. Tú eres un niño, te falta madurez. No soy celosa, no soy celosa, no soy celosa, no soy celosa.
Now, let me introduce Adrian Morales, who has been working as a librarian in higher education for over 5 years. He is an assistant professor at the El Paso Community College.
Hello, I'm Adrian Morales, librarian at the El Paso Community College Vallaverde Campus Library. I'm excited to be here to help celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month by sharing with you my reading interests and a few book titles from our collections. Learning about the history, traditions, and diversity of Hispanic and Latino Americans is important to gain cultural awareness and to know the background that makes this yearly celebration happen. As a librarian, I want to encourage our students in the community to learn more about our Hispanic heritage through the resources that we offer at the El Paso Community College. We have 5 main campus libraries at Mission del Paso, Northwest, Rio Grande, Trans Mountain, and Vallaverde. We have books, periodicals, and databases available for you to use, so please stop by and visit us. We are here to help you. After being without access to a lending library for over a year due to the pandemic shutdown, I am eager to get back into the habit of reading books. Perhaps you feel the same way, and there are so many books to choose from. Before selecting my books, I always take a moment to reflect, asking myself questions like, what kind of reader am I? What topics am I interested in? And what do I already know about my topic, and what do I want to find out? I am looking to build up interest and motivation to sustain me throughout the experience of reading a whole book. Approaching Hispanic Heritage Month as a general non-expert reader, the access points into reading the text I focused on were folk art, cuisine, history, mythology, and celebrations. I brought with me a few of these books. There's probably no better known Mexican holiday in the United States as Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos. You might be familiar with altars to memorialize people who have passed away, or decorative sugar skulls and papel picado, which is punched or perforated paper. But do you know the origins of Dia de los Muertos? There might even be some misconceptions about this celebration. Is it a celebration of death? Does it have anything to do with Christianity? The book that I selected on this topic is titled Day of the Dead, A Passion for Life, which is narrated by Mary J. Andrade and is illustrated with her travel photos. The book offers eyewitness accounts of how people celebrate this tradition, many interviews, insights into regional customs, bits of history, and cultural insights, such as how pre-Hispanic indigenous cultures, quote, believed that souls did not die but continued living in Mictlan, the final resting place. Here, spirits could rest until the day each year when they could return to their homes and visit the living. The book also discusses how this pre-Hispanic tradition changed and adapted to Christianity, and how it is going strong even today. The book includes a section with traditional recipes, such as how to make pan de muerto. You may have heard how, out of Greek oral tradition, Homer set down the Iliad and the Odyssey, 2 epic poems, into text. You may also be familiar with the origin story in the Bible. Well, the next book I chose, the Popol Vuh, tells the origin story of the Quiché people, a Mesoamerican Mayan population. It recounts the exploits of 2 twin heroes that have to battle the lords of death when they challenge them to a ball game. There is a tree of life and several resurrections in this one. It is a book that almost didn't exist. According to our Credo Reference Encyclopedia database, Quote, the original Popol Vuh was destroyed by the Spanish conquistador Pedro de Alvarado, but it was rewritten in Spanish by the converted Quiché shortly after the Spanish conquest. This next book has to do with identity and the political history of Hispanic and Latino Americans. For example, personally, I am okay with being a Mexican-American, as I think it reflects my regional background and culture. But is this the most accurate or inclusive designation? What other descriptions are there? What does Chicano mean, for example? In Latinx, The New Force in American Politics and Culture by Ed Morales, he guides the reader through the history of naming and categorizing multicultural, multi-ethnic, and mixed-race Hispanic and Latino American populations, and explores questions of politics of race and ethnicity. When did the term Hispanic come into use? What might be the problem with using the Latino label? How does Ed Morales make the case for using the gender-neutral Latinx? What does it mean to be Latinx? Next, I selected a book that gives a wide overview of the historical and cultural background of the many cultures that make up Hispanic and Latino heritage. The title is El Espejo Enterrado, The Buried Mirror by Carlos Fuentes. Writing in a time of political and economic crisis, with a sense of urgency, fearing the collapse of economic, social, and political institutions, Fuentes wrote that cultural heritage unites us and holds this up to us like a mirror so we can find our identities. Sort of like Power to the People by way of cultural heritage. The best place to start and finish your Hispanic Heritage Month reading journey is at the library. Each campus put up a display to celebrate. Also, there is a virtual read-in on Wednesday, October 6, 2021 from 10 a.m. till noon. Everyone is encouraged to participate. You can read or perform a piece of your favorite Hispanic or Latinx author. The top 3 best readers will win a copy of Latinx author Lilian Rivera's book, Never Look Back. For the EPCC Libraries, I'm Adrian Morales. Thank you so much for listening and keep reading.
It's time for some salsa, cumbias, merengue, and jazz. Azucar is performing for us, playing all styles of music, but it's better known for their spicy salsa and merengue.
Got a good reason for taking the easy way out. Got a good reason for taking the easy way out now. She was a day tripper, one-way ticket, yeah. It took me so long to find out, but I found out. She's a big teaser. She took me half the way there. She's a big teaser. She took me half the way there now. She was a day tripper, one-way ticket, yeah. It took me so long to find out, and I found out. Tried to please her. She only played one night stand. Tried to please her. She only played one night stand. She was a day tripper, found out. It took me so to find out. Esa mujer ahora sí quiere y te ponerse a mi modo, pero por esa razón yo la quiero, yo la adoro. Tú dominas mis sentidos y por ti me vuelvo loco. Escucha lo que te digo, es que tú tienes todo y poco, en todo y poco. She was a day tripper, baby. Sunday driver, yeah. It took me so to find out, and I found out. Tu cuerpo y tu movimiento excite mi alma entera. Es tan poco un sentimiento, porque yo quiero que tú me quieras, mi morena. Está como el guaguancó de tiempo a España. Y ahora te digo yo que si me pone mejor te me daña. Dale baña, dale baña, dale baña, porque es un day tripper, Sunday driver, yeah. It took me so long, so long, so long.
Now, Lee Vasquez, coordinators EPCC Diversity and Inclusion Programs, that will share with us all these special programs, events, and cultural exhibits hosted by the El Paso Community College to celebrate the heritage, culture, and contribution of Hispanic Americans.
Thank you once again, everyone, for joining us for our 20th annual Hispanic Heritage Month kickoff. My name is Lee Vasquez, and I'm the coordinator for EPCC's Diversity and Inclusion Programs. As you have heard throughout our program, this year's theme, Esperanza, a celebration of Hispanic heritage and hope, is a great reminder that we should always honor the ones that came before and empower our future generations as we move forward. I, like many of our students, am the first in my family to go to college and graduate. And throughout my time here at EPCC, I have had the opportunity to continue assisting thousands of students on their educational endeavors. And working with diversity and inclusion programs, I have not only been able to continue celebrating different individuals and cultures, but assist in educating on various topics that the community experiences. Last year was the first time in doing a virtual program for our Hispanic Heritage Month kickoff. And with the great help of our talented committee members and individuals who contributed to this program, we have been able to once again showcase the talent that El Paso has. And we are not done yet. The celebration continues as we honor the individuals who have made a difference in our community. So please join us on October 14th for our Hispanic Heritage Month Mentors Recognition. So on that day, go to our EPCC Diversity and Inclusion Program's webpage and click on the link to view this event, which will premiere at noon. Also on our webpage, you can see all the other Hispanic Heritage Month events, such as our read-ins happening October 6th and our ongoing virtual art exhibit during September and October. So hope to see you all there, and in keeping with this year's theme, always take care and honor the people that matter to you and give back to your community.
It's time for some música de mariachi. El Mariachi Son de Mexico with Nancy Hernandez, a third semester music major at EPCC, who has been playing the violin and singing mariachi music for almost 10 years. The group members place education, responsibility, practice, and most importantly, respect for one another in high priority. Thank you for joining us for our kickoff. The celebration continues.